In Doom the Dark Ages, they're removing glory kills, and that is a fantastic change. Okay, yeah, you know we break down systems on this channel, so let's actually talk about why glory kills needed to go, and how cutting them is going to make the gameplay feel so much better. Glory kills were originally designed to enhance the power fantasy of Doom 2016. When an enemy was close to death, they'd stagger, giving you the option to finish them off with a cinematic execution. That execution would drop a big chunk of health, while killing them normally still gave you some resources. It was stylish, optional, and a bonus for getting in close. But in Doom Eternal, they didn't just keep glory kills, they doubled down on them. Enemies could now stagger even with a significant chunk of health left, and your ammo reserves were tight. That meant glory kills weren't just a cool flourish anymore, they were a necessity. If a dangerous enemy staggered, you were practically forced to stop what you were doing and go finish them off. And if you didn't, well, you were in for a rough time. Enemies would rarely drop health unless you glory killed them. What was supposed to be an optional power moment quickly became something you saw constantly. It's not until late game that you finally have the tools to opt out of glory kills, to just finish enemies off with your gun and keep moving. And sure, finishers still feed the power fantasy, but they directly contradict the core design of Doom Eternal. Don't stop moving. Yet here you are, pausing for up to 4 seconds to finish an enemy off, in a locked, unskippable animation. Now, you might be wondering, how is the chainsaw any different? Well, that's a player decision. You choose when and where to use it, and the animation feels like a trade-off for something that's limited. Glory kills? You can do them on every enemy, again and again and again. The rest of Doom's loop is fast, reactive, and fluid. Flame Belch? Cast it mid-fight. Chainsaw? Decide when to use it, get your ammo, and keep going. But when you need health, you have to stop. You don't play Doom anymore, you pause it, taking up to 7 or 8 glory kills to refill your health. And here's the thing, Doom Eternal itself already started to move away from that. In the DLC, they introduced the Sentinel Hammer, a giant AoE slam that rewards you with ammo. If enemies are on fire, you get armor. If they're frozen, they drop health too. It's a 1-second cast, you pop into the air, stay mobile, and slam down. It's fast, satisfying, and it keeps you in control. But how do you recharge it? 2 glory kills. Which tells me even the devs understood. Glory kills work better as a currency than as a core mechanic. They knew the rhythm was off as they tried to increase enemy numbers, and they were already designing tools that gave you resources without breaking the flow. But now, with a new game, they don't need to band-aid the old system. They can make something new. But what about Doom the Dark Ages made them decide they needed a new system? They could have just toned glory kills back down, made them more optional like they were in Doom 2016, so why not do that? Because Dark Ages is built completely differently. No dash, no wild mobility, the arenas are tighter, the fights are denser, you're not running around combat anymore, you're planted in it. Suddenly, staggered enemies aren't rare, they're constant. Some players report that they've seen about 50 demons on screen at once. If glory kills had stayed the same, they wouldn't teeter between cinematic and pace breaking, they'd turn the combat into a cutscene. Worse, you'd never have time to finish the animations before the staggers ran out. What used to be a payoff becomes a frustrating bottleneck in this new design direction. So they fixed it. They didn't just delete finishers or remove your ability to melee staggered demons. Instead, they made a much more fluid system. You can melee and move around staggered enemies freely, essentially creating your own cinematic finishers without ever pausing the gameplay. Better yet, you can juggle multiple enemies at once this way, striking one, parrying another, or disengaging entirely without getting locked in. There are still some traditional finishers, mostly for larger demons, if you jump at them while they're staggered, but those moments are deliberate, and feel like a choice, not a requirement. You don't glory kill every imp on the battlefield anymore, because you don't have to. It's not a cutscene, It's seamless combat. Honestly, this feels like a version of glory kills we should have had all along, at least as an option. They looked great, no doubt, but they always pushed against what Doom does best. Constant movement, non-stop fighting, and incredible player agency. And I'm not the only one who felt this way. The Doom team themselves said, in developing Dark Ages, glory kills became, quote, very, very tedious, especially as enemy counts increased. Doom the Dark Ages isn't losing something, it's evolving. That's why I'm not worried they're gone. I'm excited. If you're someone who loved glory kills, I genuinely hope the new finishers still hit that sweet spot for you. Every Doom game plays a little differently. Some play a lot differently. And there's nothing wrong with having a favorite. But I hope this video helped explain why, for this version of Doom, glory kills had to change. Whew, man, I have to listen back to that, but I'm starting to get pretty comfortable with just talking into the mic like this. This is definitely my best, quickest performance. Usually when I make videos like these, stutter isn't really the right word, but I'll mess up a sentence like that. I'll leave that in just so you can hear it. And then instead of trying to just talk through it, I repeat that section. And then I go through, and wherever I say the same thing multiple times, I cut it until I find my favorite. And then it seems seamless, but it's really not. But yeah, I am so excited to play Doom the Dark Ages. I can't wait for it to come out. I wanted to make a video on Doom Eternal, and kind of glory kills and all that, just to kind of keep myself busy, because man, I've got something big planned for Dark Ages, and if you're looking forward to that, stay tuned. I'm gonna keep working on this, keep getting better at my delivery, and I will see you all next time.